Hi guys, so I have been extremely critical of the Speaker of the House, Lindsay Hoyle, in the past. Those of you who follow this channel will know that. But it seems that he is finally growing a spine here. Now, he in the past let Boris Johnson run roughshod over Parliament, allowed him to avoid questioning, allowed him to basically lie in Parliament and get away with it. It seems Lindsay Hoyle has had enough, and he has decided this moment on Monday, where Boris Johnson did not come to Parliament to explain the new changes that are taking place in regards to the pandemic. Instead, he went to the media. And this has really rubbed the Speaker the wrong way, because this is not the first time Boris Johnson or government ministers have run to the media to explain a new policy or explain the change to a policy. It should actually take place in Parliament first. So let's hear his rant.
I want to repeat the point I made earlier. It is entirely unacceptable the government did not make today's statement announcement to the House first. It was disrespectful to the House and to our constituents. The government clearly planned that the media would be told information today not far from this chamber, and that this House would have to wait until tomorrow. I want to say very clearly to the government that this is not how this House should be treated. The government's own ministerial code says when Parliament is in session, the most important announcements of government policy should be made in the first instance in Parliament. The Prime Minister polices the ministerial code. He wrote the foreword to it. He must now lead from the top and follow the guidance in it. This House can be assured that I'll be pursuing this matter with him. I do not find it acceptable at all that members of all this House are elected to come here to serve the constituents, not to serve them via Sky or BBC. The question should be made here. The Prime Minister should be here. I'm sorry if his dinner would have been affected, because I was told that he was in Brussels. I think the nearest Brussels tonight was the Sprouts and the dinner that was being served to him. But I say no, Prime Minister. You are on my watch, and I want you to treat this House correctly.
Finally, he stands up and attempts to hold Boris Johnson to account. Now, it is a little bit late in the day for doing this. This should have happened many months ago. But finally, it's happening. Now, what is this all about? Boris Johnson was supposed to come to Parliament to explain the changes in regards to the pandemic. So what's happening is the so-called Freedom Day is being pushed out for another month. What would normally happen is, because it's so important, he would go to Parliament and he would explain this in Parliament and he would answer questions about it. Instead, he went to the media. Now, the government have responded by saying that they did not actually ask the media to release this information. It was blocked in a way, it was censored, so the media could not release the information until Parliament could have a debate, or at least Boris Johnson could come to Parliament. But that didn't seem to happen, or as far as I know, unless something else has happened. But this is just another example of Boris Johnson treating Parliament with contempt. We've seen it on numerous occasions when a member of Parliament stands up, asks a question, Boris Johnson or a government minister refuses to answer the question, starts talking about something else, and sits down without actually giving an answer. Now, I know that the Speaker is limited in what they can do, but if Boris Johnson, as he said, is not following the rules and he's supposed to be at the top, he is supposed to be the one providing an example when it comes to rule taking. If Boris Johnson isn't doing it, then it's extremely serious. Now, not in this clip, but in another clip, Lindsay Hoyle talked about other avenues he can take in order to hold Boris Johnson to account. Now, he didn't go into any detail there, but it would be interesting to know what those other avenues are. So finally, good to see Lindsay Hoyle holding Boris Johnson to account, even though Boris Johnson was not there. I really hope that he can use these measures, these tools that he has, to punish Boris Johnson and government ministers who disrespect Parliament, because Parliament has a job to do. It's not there just to allow Boris Johnson to rant and rave. It actually has a function, and I hope it is respected. And we need someone like John Bercow in the past. We don't have him, but somebody like that to stand up to the Tories. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?